Tata Steel. Welcome to Tata Steel, Jamshedpur premises. Before proceeding in the plant, we would like to acquaint you with the brief of our plant's essential environmental, health, safety and security measures. As for us, the safety of our guest is paramount. The safety and health of all the people who work in and with the Tata Steel Group is our #1 priority. These are for your own safety as well as the safety of our plant. You are requested to listen carefully and pay attention to all the instructions that are being given in the program and keep them in mind. Remember, these directives shall help you to stay safe and healthy in our workplace. Before starting your work at our premises, it is essential to know the common hazards present at the workplace, such as gas hazard, hot metal slag, hanging load, dust fumes, heavy vehicle movement, moving machineries, rail hazard, rolling stock. To address those hazards, Tata Steel has established various safety standards, guidelines, system and processes. Listen carefully to few rules you need to follow while visiting plant premises. General rules. Before entering into the plant area, it is mandatory to wear appropriate PPEs such as head protection, eye protection, ear protection, respiratory protection, hand protection and foot protection. Some area like blast furnace and steel melting shops is having additional mandatory PPEs requirement like fire retardant jacket, in cold rolling mill, shin guard, construction site, on-road and rail track, fluorescent jacket. Once you have reached our plant, the departmental representative will accompany you and apprise the hazards wherever required. Camera and photographic equipments are prohibited inside the plant without permission. Littering in any form are prohibited inside the premises. Please use dustbins for your litter. Make sure you always use handrails while moving up and down the stairs. Road safety rules. Traffic is also a hazard within the premises, hence always respect traffic rules. Major cause of road incidents is violation of traffic rules and signs. Hence, you should strictly remember some basic traffic signal rules such as red light of the signal depicts stop and wait for green light. Yellow light depicts stop movement and wait for green light. Green light means start moving. Flashing red light depicts stop, give way to vehicle in the priority road, that is, the road at your right side. Flashing yellow light means traffic signaling system is inactive. Always follow road traffic rules. In four-wheeler, the driver and the co-passengers must fasten their seat belts. Speed limit for main road is 35 km per hour and office road is 16 km per hour. Respect signals, stop at red and move at green. When the drop gate is being closed, stop your vehicle before the stop line. Be careful at unguarded railway crossings. Stop your vehicle and allow the railway to cross. Cross the rail track at designated railroad crossings only. Slow down and stop your vehicle before the zebra crossing and allow the pedestrian to cross. Always overtake from the right side. Follow safety signatures displayed as appropriate at the respective locations. Never use cell phone while driving or while walking or while working, as walking and talking on mobile phone is prohibited in Tata Steel. If you have to use mobile phone, stop at a safer place and then use mobile phone for talking or texting. Do not drive under the influence of alcohol. The pedestrian must always walk on the walkways only. And while crossing roads, follow zebra crossing. And if zebra crossing is not provided, then cross the road straight and very carefully. Before crossing the road, first look right, then left and again right and ensure there is no vehicle movement. In case of fire, notify anyone and inform your supervisor. Attempt to extinguish the fire only if it is safe to do so. Otherwise, please dial emergency number 0657 66 47777. Gather at assembly points and be accounted for. Do not go back for your things if you are asked to leave. Let's talk about the importance of work permit system. In order to prevent injury, a control system needs to be defined. That system is called permit to work. A work permit system consists primarily of a standard procedure designed to ensure that potentially hazardous routine and non-routine work on industrial installations can be carried out safely. The purpose of permit to work system is to provide formal written authority to an employee or contractor to carry out work. Permit will be requested by the executing departmental agency under which job will be carried out in all cases. Permit will be issued by owner of the area, equipment in all cases. Permit will be taken by the agency, employee, contractor that will perform the job. Summary of work permit. SOP should be made in advance. In the prescribed format, EHSMSM works 446 4013 by the executing department. 6 directional hazard forms should be filled up before requesting permit to work by executing agency. Training of SOP should be provided to all contractors, supervisors by executing department. In case of contractor under central agency, training on the standard operating procedure should be done by the central agency. Executing department should ensure that permit should be given only after verifying the contract workers are well aware of standard operating procedure. In case of contractor under central agency, this verification will be done by the central agency. Self-certification by contractor should be taken for all tools and PPEs, etc. Audit should be conducted by executing agency. Permit requested by, before and during the job to check compliance of SOP. 6 directional hazards. Work permit compliance. Gas safety. During gas leakage. Now let's talk about the effect of gas leakage on the body and its safety measures. Whenever there is a leakage, we breathe in contaminated air and inhale carbon monoxide along with atmospheric air, 21% oxygen plus 78% nitrogen. This contaminated air goes to the alveoli of the lungs where exchange of gas takes place. And as the hemoglobin is having about 300 times more affinity compared to oxygen, even a trace of amount of carbon monoxide prevents the formation of oxyhemoglobin and itself produces carboxyhemoglobin in the blood. This is deadly. Steps of gas safety. Know the area where gas is in use and be alert. And while working in these areas, keep a watch on gas using gas detector. Without appropriate gas detector, you are not allowed to stay back inside gas hazards area. The color codes for pipeline are: the permissible limit of carbon monoxide gas exposure for 8 hours is 50 ppm. You should know the symptoms of gas exposure, effects of gas poisoning with its saturation in blood, Before working in the gas hazard area, test the area for presence of gas and also take work permit prior to work. Do not work in empty stomach, under sick condition or under intoxicating state in a gas hazard area. Never take rest or sleep in the area where gas is used. If there is gas leakage, use gas mask and do the job. Do not take risk. Confined space safety. Now, let's talk about the points that one should always keep in mind before entering a confined space. Confined space is a space that is large enough and so configured that an employee can enter bodily and perform work. It has limited means of entry and exit and is not designed for continuous human occupancy. Examples of confined spaces are tank, pit, silo, hoppers, boilers, vessels, gas holder, electrostatic precipitators, etc. Points to be taken care of. Before entering a confined space, take permit and perform necessary gas testing. Also carry appropriate gas monitoring device with you. Use necessary gas mask. And enter a confined space using full body harness, and make sure tripod retrieval system is also available. Electrical safety. Working with electrical equipment is also a risky business. Hence, always keep yourself aware of the hazards associated with it and its safety precautions. Electricity is used as a source of energy without much thought about the hazards it can cause. And as it is a familiar part of our lives, it is often not treated with enough caution. Electric shock. Any failure in handling electrical works might result in electric shock. Human body is a conductor of electricity. When any two parts of the body are at two different potentials, an electric current will flow. The severity of the shock depends on the magnitude of the current, duration of the current, path of the current flow, physical condition of the person. Apart from this, other severe effects of electrical current are electrical shock, electrical burns, electrical explosions, electrical fire, electrical flash, fall due to electrocution, etc. Some precaution to work safely with electrical equipment. Ensure proper earthing. Provide guard around electrical equipment. Do not overload any circuit. Keep flammable materials away. Use electrical flash suit. Use double insulated tools. Ensure power to the electrical equipment is connected through ELCB or RCCB. Material handling. Improper lifting of materials carries a risk of causing accident and injuries. Hence, it is important that you know the hazards and perform tasks keeping in mind the safety precautions. Improper manual lifting or carrying loads that are too large or heavy. Being struck by materials or being caught in pinch points. Crushed by falling materials or improperly stored materials. Improper lifting of objects is a major cause of back injuries in the workplace. Use of proper lifting tools tackles shall be done. Check the condition of the tools and tackles which is to be used for lifting of load. Lift the load above the ground first before lifting it. Thereafter, check the angle between the slings and stability of the load. If everything is found okay, then only lift the load. Stay away from the load which is lifted as there are chances of slipping of load and it may cause an injury. Load shall not be kept lifted for longer time. A guide shall be there to clear the road and to instruct persons for the lifted load. To stop the rotation of uncontrolled motions, make use of tagline. Use wooden sheet, planks or other material while placing load to avoid damage. Working at height. Now let's talk about the topic, that is working at height. OSHA recommend that while working at a height above 2 meter 6 feet for construction activity, 1.2 meter or 4 feet for general industry, necessary arrangements shall be made to protect the working members from unintentional falling. Unauthorized persons shall not be allowed to enter the working area. Do not use damaged or distorted equipments like full body harness, chain block, retractable reels, lifeline, ladder, scaffold, etc. Never lean out from the ladder in any direction. Do not take support of lifeline to balance your position. Use tool belts or hand lines to carry objects. Make sure that the work platforms at height have guardrails and toe boards. After completion of work, no materials or tools shall be left on working platform. Do not work at height during storm, rain, and when the temperature is too high during summer season. We wish you to visit the plant and return home safely. Thank you.